What's going on, everybody? My name is James, and I've been reselling on eBay full-time for the last 24 years. And in this video, I'm going to give you some tips on my headspace when I'm going outsourcing for a product. So today I come to you from one of my storage areas. I've probably got items in here that's been stored away since 2005. So as resellers, we all go sourcing. We all are out there looking for those high dollar items to flip on eBay and to make money. But what is your thought process when you're shopping, when you're sourcing, when you're picking? Here are some of mine. Now, obviously, number one is going to be the one that everybody does. Can I make money off this item, right? Single items, going to yard sales, going to thrift stores, buying from people, individuals, whatever the case may be. Find one item. Can I make money on this item? Pretty simple, basic. First one, if you don't have that one down, you're probably not going to be a very good reseller. Now, this first one is pretty simple, pretty basic. And the longer you've been reselling, the better off you will be at this particular one. So it's a little bit more advanced. But this first one is, have I seen this before? So the longer you've been doing this, the more things you see. And when you finally see something that you've never really seen before, it catches your attention and makes you want to know more about it, to learn about the value, and hopefully be able to purchase, pick up, and flip. Next one for me has got me to where I am today. Collections. No matter what it is, collections to me are appealing because it took somebody time to put this whole piece together. There's value in that. So no matter if it's a CD collection, a plush collection, shot glass collection, a pin collection, postcard collection, it took somebody a lot of time to put that together. And chances are, if nobody's touched that, there's going to be some value in that. So to be able to buy a whole collection and break it down into pieces and flip, one of my favorite things to do. Next one. All these are, I enjoy doing all these, but another statement that I like to use a lot is, how much for it all? If you see somebody say at a flea market and they just got all this stuff that you're like, wow, and it's all okay price that you can't really make money on per se, how much for it all? How much will it take just to send you home today? There's value in that to some people, some sellers who are at flea markets or yard sales. They just want money to get gone. The quicker they're done, the better. Sometimes you can get that stuff for pennies on the dollar of what they're asking for it, and then in turn it into a major profit for you. Now, this next one I use in places like thrift stores, yard sales and such. Now, I have a routine where I will circle the place 3 or 4 different times for different levels of attention. Things that I know right off the bat that everybody look for. That's my first round. And then it gets more detailed as I go down. The second round is things that I know that maybe other people don't know. And then another part of that is condition. Going through looking for those perfect items, perfectly boxed items that looks like they've never been touched before. And there's value in that to collectors, depending on what it is. But there's a collector for everything out there. So when I find an item that looks perfect and prestige and the box is mint, I definitely give that more attention no matter what the item is. Now, this next one, you got to have your kind of pulse on society, if you will, because everything will come around. You've seen it many times. Jenko jeans, Pokemon. Everything comes around full circle when that generation who wanted it grows up, gets a job, they have income, then they always start looking for those items again. So if you can get your pulse on what's coming up next, another way to source is future collectibles. A lot of the stuff that I've picked up over the years that's in storage now, I knew was going to be worth more today, tomorrow, than it was the day I picked it up. And that's come through with a lot of the media that I bought when I bought out stores or huge collections. Things like Nightmare Before Christmas. something like this big plush doll, I knew would probably go up in value over time instead of paying $9 for it at Spencer's Gifts back in the day. South Park. I have tons of old South Park stuff. This is from probably 96 or so. It looks like 98 maybe. All the South Park stuff that I bought back when the show first started, all that stuff is sold for huge money now. Just simple magnets I've sold for 35, 40 bucks a piece that I paid $1 for on clearance back when the show came out. So if you have the ability, the storage, and the know-how to buy stuff dirt cheap, even though it's not worth nothing now, but in fourth quarter it may be, next year it may be, 5 years it may be, 10 years it may be. If you have the sources to be able to do that and pull that off, you can make some good money doing that. And those are the tips that got me where I am today. And where am I today? Yeah, I've got 5 storage areas filled with merchandise, but it's all paid for. The only thing I'm paying for is 2 of the storage lockers that they're stored in. And there's enough value, probably about 1 million pieces of product, that I don't even notice that money because I can flip this stuff. I don't even have to source anymore. I just come into my storage areas and I can pull volume out all the time. And that's how I got to where I am today. It ain't for everybody, but if you have the room and you're doing this long term, it's not a bad, it works for me. It worked for me, and I've seen it work for many others in the past. So no matter your business model, how you source, hopefully one of those tips will help you kind of view things differently next time you go to a yard sale, a thrift store, or just to buy a collection from somebody. So thanks everybody, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.